What's up, mother foxes? Let's get back into the Okay, so we have established with link bar lifters that whether you put $140 eBays or $1,200 Howard's cams, they all make noise. we determined that. So what I'm gonna do now, what's in here right now is we put longer push rods in, and they are a 1/16 inch longer than stock, so 1 5/16. We're gonna pull those out. They have 45,000 shims on it. The car seemed louder than just having stock push rods with no shims. So we got a shim kit. There's like, I think 15, 20, 30, and 40. We'll measure them. And they're Ford Performance, quality metal. They're rusting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stock push rods back in it and put 20,000 shims on it. See what it sounds like. I mean, if it quiets it down a little bit, sweet. That's where we're going to leave it. So, but it did seem louder for some reason, to me anyway, when we put the 45,000s in the longer push rods. So I'll get back to you when I get this done. I'm not going to stop and show you how I'm doing it. If you want to know how to adjust valves, go back and look at the other two videos. I think I demonstrate that. So, and everybody's got their own way of doing it, so just keep that in mind. That's just the way I do it. And yeah, let me tear off these valve covers and we'll get to shimming. All right, I want to stop at any time I come up with something that's pertinent information. So I stuck a 20 on there with a stock push rod, and I couldn't get zero. When I say zero lash is it, the push rod coming up and down. It wasn't coming up and down, but when I went to twist it, it was twisting freely. That didn't sit well with me. It's not supposed to twist freely. It's just supposed to barely be able to twist it. So I took the 20 out and I put a 10 in. And when I did that, zero lash could barely twist the push rod. So we're gonna go with 10s. This is what happens. This is trying to figure things out, guys. So just muddling through the BS. But yeah, we're gonna stick 10s on here because apparently 20s aren't liking it. Of course, I am curious. I'm gonna stick a 20 on the next one with the longer push rod and see what happens here. So I'll get back to you. If it's indifferent, I'm not going to come back and tell you, but if something pops up that maybe I should tell you, I'll let you know. Okay, pertinent information. I had a plan going into this thing to just change all these out with stock push rods and 20,000 shims. Well, I just discovered something. So stock push rods, 20,000 shims. We were twisting too much. So I put a 10 on a stock push rod. Stopped twisting, quarter turn, snapped at 20. Took a 20 on the longer push rod, got zero lash, it snapped at 3/4 of a turn. 3/4 of a turn is what I was, between half and 3/4 is what I was hearing that you want. even though the stock application says it should be quarter turn. Again, these are GT40 heads. Justin said, my buddy Justin, who I bought these from, said that he had a machine shop shave 15 thousandths off them. So we're, like I said, this was a total experiment. Even though I went into this thing with a mindset of knowing what I was going to do, I just discovered something. So now we're going to keep the longer push rods in and go 20 thousandths on all of these and see what this thing sounds like on 3/4 of a turn. It's still going to make noise. Linked bar roller lifters make fucking noise. But let's see if we can't, like I said, see if we can't quiet it down. So this is the route we're going to go now. Longer push rods, 20,000 shims. We are getting 3/4 of a turn on a snap of 20 foot-pounds. So let me do all of these like that, since that's what's going on here. So interesting. I did not anticipate this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep these other ones. Which is good, because here's the stock ones. These are just regular stock ones. These are the ones I got. These are hardened Speedmaster. I know people hate Speedmaster, but these are one piece hardened. These are not. So they're just stock regular push rods. So they're better, but that's what we're doing now. Like I said, you gotta roll with the punches, man. I did, so. Alright guys, that whole side is done. Now, the first one that I did was 3/4 of a turn and it snapped. The rest of them were about 5/8 of a turn, so when they snapped. And that's, I said 3/4 just to generalize it, but if you want to get technical, one of the videos I'd watched way back, the guy was getting, he was always saying 0.6 of a turn, which is 5/8 of a turn, you know. If you know your American increments. I do it every day, man, so I know all that crap, but yeah, majority of them I got 5/8 of a turn. I think maybe one of them, I can't remember which one, it might have been cylinder number 3 maybe, was probably about half. So, but yeah, 3/4, rest of them 5/8, and one of them probably about half a turn. So they're gonna vary a little bit, some of them are. So, but let's see how this goes, right? Put the cover back on that and head on the other side. Go, nice and cold. It doesn't seem as loud of a tick, but it's still there, obviously. But the oil hasn't really got up in there. It's kind of chilly today, as you can see. The exhaust is kind of a little bit chilly today. Wasn't that bad starting this time. That's probably because I started it probably about a month ago or so, as opposed to just been sitting for a while, so it wasn't too bad. I had to stay on the gas to keep her going for a minute, but she's up and going. But now that oil's getting worked in it, you can, yeah, it seems like it's a little bit quieter than it was with those 45,000 shims on it. So it's not going to go away, because that's what it does. But one thing, I don't know if I mentioned this before in another video, guys, but I did get this wire fixed out here. The wire
I don't know, the terminal wasn't, maybe I got something wrong with the shrink wrap. What I did find was that the terminal where the shrink wrap was up against the head gasket that protrudes out of the head there, the little tab, and those do have steel on them, and I think that's what it was grounding out. So now this is, of course, it's cold, so here you go. It's 57 degrees on there, but yeah, we got great oil pressure like always, and yeah, so we did get a little bit of noise reduction on that, and I think that's about as best as we're going to get it. Do have the longer push rods in it, so you know, not a big deal. Hardened one-piece push rod, so I ain't complaining about that. But it does, like I said, it does seem a little bit quieter. That tick is a lot quieter now. Now the oil's getting up in there. Yeah, that's way quieter. Way quieter. But it's still gonna be there. Warmed up now. Fans kicked on. I think they're off now. Yeah. Locked the engine down. This is gonna go away, guys. I gotta get rid of this. I need 270 amp relays. I'm gonna have the Aces go ahead and take care of the controlling of that. So sounds a lot better. I mean, considering the ticking is gonna stay.
So there we go. That problem is, I don't really want to say fixed. We made it better. How about that? So, unexpected. I didn't, like I said, I went in here thinking this is what I'm going to do. And then just playing around with a couple things, realized, okay, this is the way it's going to go. So, anyway, I'm glad the thing does sound a little bit better. I mean, you're never going to get rid of the tick. Not only that, I got Scorps in there, aftermarket rockers, sound like sewing machines too. So, I mean, my trick flows in the other car do the same thing. So, you have ticking from the link bar lifters, and then you have the sewing machine sound from the aftermarket rockers. So, it's just going to have noise. But one step further, for this thing to be my daily driver, I want to go to tear my truck apart. So, did I mention I have a turbo leaking? Got a turbo leaking. So, we're going deep. So, the plan is to tear those out. There's a turbo shop here in town. Take them in, have them serviced, you know, if we're going that deep. Make sure they're good and put it back together, and that truck should be good to go for quite some time. So, but I mean, I don't know if I really solved anything, like I said, with this, but at least we made it better, you know, and it's, I think, as good as it's gonna get. So anyway, thanks for watching. We shall see you next time, guys. Later.